Today in the crypto space, we see the market getting a nice little bounce to the upside. Bitcoin right around 90,000, Ethereum right around $3,000, and the rest of the crypto space, the altcoins, some green price action throughout the space. We have Hyperliquid, Monero, Pi, and few others doing pretty good here. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about another large cap. Let's talk about Solana. Is Solana ready to bounce, or is it going to come down to lower levels? So you know what? Let's talk about the news. Let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins. Looking for opportunity, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here because the market is getting a bit of a bounce right now. We can see an increase in trading volume. We do see the market cap rising right above the $3 trillion mark, up approximately 2.6%. And of course, guys, we're leading into a holiday. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you that are celebrating. But at the current moment, guys, the truth is what should we be focusing on? And of course, like I've been saying in the last little while, it's time to regroup. It's time to pull back. It's time to start DCAing once again. Particularly looking for a midterm reversal, at least if it's going to turn into a relief rally where we see Bitcoin hit back to about 110, maybe right around that level. Guys, the reality is that would be a great relief rally for some of these altcoins. And I'm looking at Solana, I'm looking at BNB, I'm looking at a lot of good projects at the current moment that could get a bit of relief to the upside. Guys, today's video is about Solana. We're going to take a look at Solana. We're going to take a look at their socials to see what they're cooking. And at the same time, guys, we're going to go see what's cooking on the charts, because of course we want to stay one step ahead. But before we do that, let's see what's going on here with the general market. As you can see, we're getting a bit of relief today. Now, it's nothing major. Obviously, we like to celebrate all the pumps here on the channel, but you can see the pump is more or less approximately 3% to the upside, depending on what you're looking at, which is great. We got Hyperliquid up a bit more than that, 8.8%, which is very nice. Chainlink making a nice move, 3% there. We have a few others doing pretty good. We got, what else do we got? 5% from Monero, XMR doing pretty good here. Privacy Project, nice move. We have AVAX waking up out of nowhere. A lot of people are kind of disappointed with AVAX price action, and as soon as that sentiment gets shared amongst too many, that's where we start to get the pump. And as you can see, it's doing pretty good today. Same with Sui and a few others, guys. As you can see, the market is okay. We have other projects taking a few dips. What's the Canton coming down for a little bit of a dip here. Aave looking pretty good, and that's generally Aster 6.1%. I feel like I need to be going long on Aster at the current moment. I'm a bit afraid of its midterm structure that it's been building, of course. But other than that, guys, Aster could do pretty well, and I'm surprised that it's kind of like behaving the opposite of Hyperliquid. Usually competitors type of things kind of run up in the same direction when they both pick up a bit of momentum. So I'm kind of concerned there, but it is what it is, right? You have rain coming down, guys. Be careful. Look at that imbalance below. Look at that huge empty space where the price could retrace. It could be a huge Bart Simpson to the downside, or it could be a continuation to the upside. But with such a large market cap, that kind of bothers me, to be honest. There's such a large market cap, almost $2 billion market cap. It's huge, right? So you have to understand. What else do we got? Kaspa with a nice bit of relief to the upside. Actually, one of the best performers of the day right now here in the top 100. So good stuff there if you're a Kaspa holder. What else do we have here? What else is interesting here? By the way, don't buy pumps, guys. Don't buy crazy pumps like that. Wait for pullbacks. Get your entries at proper levels. Right now, the market in general, like I said, 2 to 3% to the upside. It's pretty good, but it's nothing to really celebrate, go crazy over. We're waiting for some major reversals. That's we really need to see here in this space. And of course, we're talking about Solana. Let's see what's going on with Sol. At the end of the day, Sol is at $143. You can see, for those of you that don't know what Solana and what Solana has been doing the last little while, I just want to introduce to you the fact that, it has a infinite max supply, like a lot of L1s, right? It's a total treasury holding, so it's got a nice treasury holdings. Total supply is currently 614 million units. Obviously, this is what's happening here. And then the circulating supply is almost fully diluted already in comparison to the total supply. Now, for those of you that don't know what infinite means, it means that the actual protocol itself could issue more tokens, but usually it's done through governance. So a lot of these projects are make these major decisions based on governance, which means that token holders can vote on whether the total supply is going to be increased. Just for you guys to know, and as an introduction to Solana. Okay, it is an L1. It has a big ecosystem. Cheap gas fees. That's why a lot of people love it. It's fast, and that's about it. All right, guys. So let's see what's going on with their socials. Let's see what they got. I've been looking at their socials, as you can see, quite engaging here. The high performance network powering internet capital markets, payments, and crypto applications. So a lot happening there. What else do we have here? We're making sure that we're following for sure. So pinned, the Turkey Bowl, Thanksgiving Day at 11 a.m. EST. 8 DeFi luminaries will compete to win perpetual bragging rights in an epic game show streamed live right here on Solana. Contestants, you got a few contestants, and that's about it. So a great way to engage with the community, engage with the crypto community, of course, and their community itself. That's awesome to see, getting them social. What else do we got here? October was Solana's strongest month across the entire stack. So looking at different ecosystem projects, guys, keep in mind, Solana's ecosystem is growing, and it's beyond meme coins. Okay, this is something that we have to understand. It's not just about meme coins. You can just do things on Solana. Turkey Bowl tomorrow, guys. Pay attention to the Turkey Bowl. Solana is Bitcoin of America. Sure, it is. What else are they talking about here? These are all retweets. I'm going to see what they've been posting. 48 hours after the Sunrise DeFi MON launch. Here we go. Monad. I'm not really interested in Monad. And I don't like the price action either. It is what it is. Let's see what else we got here. The sexiest Solana native hardware wallet is here. Let's see what we got. It looks pretty cool. What is it? It looks pretty nice. Wow, USB-C. What's that little face? Okay. Is there a screen on it? It looks pretty rugged. It looks pretty unbreakable, unstoppable. Kind of like that. Pretty cool. So I'm assuming that you need your own screen. You need to either through phone or some sort of device. Pretty cool. Okay, so we caught up. Let's see that's pretty much what they got here. They got a lot of retweeting within their community, and obviously because it's an L1, they're going to have a lot to say about the projects being built on it and so on and so forth. So go check it out. I think Solana is definitely a project that you should be interested in, given the fact that a lot of these projects pull back, and we should be considering to start DCAing. And of course, we're here to take a look at price action. So let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with Solana. Because Solana, at the end of the day, guys, as a L1, as a large cap, should give you the best risk to reward ratio at the current moment. It has retraced. It is still holding the macro structure. It is at the bottom of the range, getting a bit of relief as we speak. However, guys, the rocket hasn't left the station yet. The question is this the bottom? Let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. The biggest issue that I have right now within the entire space is that some projects haven't reached their bear market bottom. We have to understand that Solana has a little bit of a different history, right? Its history dates back all the way down to the bear market bottom, where it's, bear market bottom wasn't really an exact bear market bottom per se. And the fact is that FTX did a number on Solana. I'm not here to talk about its history. I'm here to talk about the fact that individuals have bought that dip and are holding from an $8 to $10 zone. And guys, I am one of them. Right? So you have to understand the reason why I'm talking about this, and the reason why I'm saying this is because ultimately, when I see this consolidation here that we are in right now, you have to understand that some people, and quite a bit of them, because look at this volume, are currently in the profit and still in the profit despite the negativity throughout the space. Where you have to understand this current sentiment that we have in the market right now is as low as the previous bear market, if not lower. Guys, the fear out there is extreme. And the truth is that some projects like Solana are nowhere near their bear market bottom. So what does that tell you? That tells you that sentiment-wise, we are in a bear market. If you think about it, we're shaking out, we're cleansing, we are, finding ways to basically time and price capitulate the market. And currently, there are some people here in the Solana space that are not feeling that heat. And the question is that a possibility where we see Solana re-enter the major value zone, which is down here with the majority of the fair value area, which is about between $40 and $10 more or less? Guys, could we get back here? Well, let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. Obviously, we have to see what are our levels. Okay, so I'm going to do my best to navigate this mess, and I'm going to do my best to make it very clear to you that Solana is still within a range. Okay, despite the negativity, this bottom was pretty nice. It came in and it got put in. Now, is it the actual bottom? Now, it doesn't look like a bottom, right, from a price action perspective, especially after a dip like this. Usually, we want to see a nice capitulation event that sweeps levels that are a part of the herd mentality. And a lot of people believe that Solana's coming down to $100. Okay, so let's highlight that. Let's just put a little emoji there. Okay, let's put one of these. $100. That's the level. Okay. The truth is that when the herd mentality thinks that something's going to happen, right? When the herd thinks that's going to happen, the whole theory is that it doesn't, right? So it doesn't mean that it won't pass by. Like, let me just make it clear. Like right now we're at about $40. We came down as low as 122. That was a great level. If you took the shot, great, congratulations, because you're in a bit of green and you can turn that into a profitable trade. However, I don't think it's done. I mean that we could still get a bit of evidence that we are forming a bottom here. There's not a lot of evidence. However, when the herd mentality starts to think about a certain level, the truth is that sometimes it doesn't go there, right? It may not ever hit that level because that's a max pain scenario. Why? Because people are reserving a lot of capital to buy Solana there, maybe even slightly lower to sweep a bottom of sorts. So in that case, it's going to leave all those people behind. And in that scenario, that is very painful, especially after this cycle, especially after a lot of us altcoin investors have not gotten our season. Imagine being left behind after enduring all of this pain. Imagine not being able to at least get, a position right around this zone, which is at about 120, and you're waiting for 100 because you want that absolute precise entry, right? And that everybody's talking about. So the problem is that when that herd mentality comes in, that's usually when the market maker says, "Nah, we're not going to make that happen. In fact, we're going to make it not get there on purpose, so that on the next pump they can FOMO in, and then guess what? Maybe we come down and do get to that level. Maybe, and maybe not. Maybe ultimately they force people to buy in on the next pump right here because they're fearing of miss out. Then we retrace, we get them shaken out, and then we continue. And it never gets to this level. Tell me you don't see this type of psychology. Look at it. It's right into here. This happens all the time. Inducement, people get trapped up, it comes down, shakes all these people out, and then goes up for a higher high. Boom. Right? That's one of my biggest worries. My next worry is this. And again, based on the herd mentality concept, we're talking about pure psychology here, okay? It's not even about price action. Obviously, the price action gives you those anchor points of where the psychology should lie or where the emotions should lie. This is an emotional level, guys. And we're building that $100 level as a very emotional level as also, again, based on that herd mentality. Now, another scary scenario. Okay, and I tend to be leaning towards explaining my bearish thesis. Okay, remember I have a bullish and a bearish. The bearish thesis, for the most part, 50% of it has come to fruition, meaning that we've hit this level. Right, we came here exactly as expected. Perfect. Now all of a sudden, that 100,000, well, what or that $100 level? What about if we do hit that level? People buy in. Maybe we get a bit of relief. People FOMO in even more. But then we come down further and we come down further, trapping these people into longs, right? And the reason why I say this is not because I'm a bear. I'm just saying this because this is a reality. And the chart offers that opportunity, right? That's the reality. You got to be prepared for all the opportunities here, guys. If you're going to be blindsided by saying, "Oh, I'm certain we're going to get a bounce here," or you're gonna start taking out your 45 indicators and listening to your 45 different gurus that are whipping out trend lines and all this kind of stuff, and you might develop a strong thesis. I do appreciate individuals that take the time to build the strong thesis. However, there's always a percentage, even if it's 1%, there is always the possibility of Solana falling through this imbalance right below, right? There's not a lot of volume. And if we are going to have trouble breaking out of these tops, we need to come down to pick up bullish bids. And if at this level there wasn't enough, guess what, guys? We're coming down lower. And we're going to come down to the 40, we're going to come down to the 10, because this is where max pain is. That's where the most liquidity is at, including my own. Remember, this is where I bought. I bought between $8 to $10 is my average entry. Okay, so that's what I mean. Is the market going to come down and hunt my entries? Well, good luck, because I've already taken some profit and I'm all good anyways. But the truth is that I am looking for new entries. Okay, so now let's talk about the bullish case. So we understand that no matter what our thesis is, what you should be doing is preparing for the two scenarios. Number one, this holding a bottom, which right now we don't have much evidence, but it is a point of interest. And number two, coming down to here, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do if it comes down to about $40, right? Obviously, that's the point of interest where we start to get interested to look for a market structure reversal of sorts down here. What are you going to do about it? That's very important, guys. Okay. Now, what I want to do is also, let's quickly take out the oscillators just to kind of see what momentum looks like. Momentum's still on the downtrend on the macro, okay, on the daily. We got a nice little bounce right here, as you can see. Nothing confirmed because it didn't even get oversold completely. Volatility is already overbought on this response today, which means I would love to see what the bears do. If the bears produce another low and we make another lower low, guys, you dodge the bullet. Don't go long yet, because we want to see at least one bearish response that fails to make a lower low. Okay, that's what we want to see. So let me get rid of this oscillator for a second. Right now, we're getting a nice expansion to the upside here. We're still in the bearish control zone, despite the pump today, which is nice. We got green histogram bars, EMAs facing up, two drives of bullish divergence. Everything looking good here. The expansion is slowly tapering in, but we're still in the bearish control zone. So nothing confirmed here on the daily. Okay, so let's put them away for a second and kind of focus on what's happening here. So first of all, again, the horizontal support, guys, invalidation is clear here. If you decide to go long or decide to buy the dip into this level, I don't blame you for doing that. Okay? I don't. This is a great place to take a bit of risk. And if you plan on getting defensive, the defensive mechanism is slap a stop loss below this wick right here. Before this bottom, you slap that stop loss. Because if it breaks below there, guys, we're coming down. There's not a lot of support. One could argue, yeah, we might get support on this node. We can get support on this node. We can get support on this node and that one. And you're 100% right. Any of these nodes, by the time we break down, Solana bears will be limping. They'll be hurting. Right? And they may not have the strength to break through all of this. But guess what, guys? We need to have proof until proven otherwise. We need to have some proof, some evidence, or else, guys, we are going to come down to the next point of interest, right? So we are looking for proof. We are going to be looking for proof here. So since we identified this level as a point of interest, let's see if we can find some proof. Let's drop to the 4-hour. So as I said earlier, I need one bearish response. One, give me one, at least to start my interest, that does not make a lower low. That's my biggest problem, because up until from here, all the way down, every bearish response produced a lower low. Let's take a look. Okay, let me quickly kind of reposition this. Let's make it nice and visible for you guys. And I'll show you. By the way, guys, if you want to know more about my indicator here, it is called Synergy Signal. I got links in the description if you want to take a look. And as you can see, we came down here, bang, right? Momentum, bang, oversold. Look at the momentum, straight down, straight down. Every time momentum came down, we came down for a lower low. If you go back to the daily, every time volatility, and this is actually a nice chart. Let me show you. Top, 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 top. Every time the bears pushed, we made a lower, low, lower, low. Give me one. Maybe it could be this one. Give me one opportunity where I see the bearish response not make a lower low. I want a swing failure. That will get me super, super interested that the bears do not have the strength to go for another lower low and break below this this yellow line at 120, right? That's the first indication. Now, if I happen to take that shot where we come down to this level, hopefully maybe a rounded passive accumulation range, nice rounded bottom, I'll get into my position. If we break the top, bonus, amazing. And then I'll start getting defensive, making sure that if I am long, I am going to at least break even on any trades because I am still not convinced that the 4-hour structure has done dipping, right? Which means that even if we go up and come back down, all good. I took a shot. It took a shot for potentially catch this bottom for a massive reversal. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I don't want it to be a loss. That's the reality. But, guys, if this downtrend is done, and eventually we get that market structure shift, the change of character down here, you might be able to catch a bottom on the horizontal support. And that's worth taking. It's worth taking a shot when you're in confluence with horizontal supports because your invalidation is good. You know where to put your stop loss. So once again, guys, let me zoom in. Let me get rid of oscillators because you can see that clearly. It's pretty good here on the daily, even on the 4-hour. Okay, so let's quickly make this very clear. And I'm compelled to stay here on the daily. I wanted to drop to the 4-hour a little bit more, but you can see that right now the 4-hour is currently dealing with this. This is great. If we can see Solana break above this structure, and you can see how beautiful the structure is, right? And let me just highlight the range that we're dealing with right now. Okay, we got back above, back test in spring. We're at the top of the range. It's not in your favor for a long, but guess what, guys? If it breaks out, we're going to start cruising through this imbalance, and this is your next resistance zone, which is right here on the last breakout. If we come up, get rejected, and come back in, guys, it's time to short. It is. That's the reality. And if we come down and get back in and hold support at any time, even a flag, guys, stop loss continuation. A dip down, holding this level of support, not making a lower low. Remember what I said. We want a swing failure. We want a higher low. If we get a higher low, bang, we get our entry, right? We get our entry. And then we start trekking back to the upside. And then we start looking for liquidity. We start looking for this liquidity. Remember, the trend line always holds liquidity. All those trend line gurus that you're listening to, unfortunately, are telling you to, put in those trend lines and trade trend lines. Guys, that's amateur. Just understand that trend lines are a great way to visualize, but they're not tradable. Why? Because trend lines break, fine, but trends don't. There's a huge difference between a trend and a trend line. Okay, huge, huge, huge. Guys, if you want to learn, if you want to know more, join the Discord and join me live every single night. Guys, we talk about strategy. We talk about how to trade properly because I see a lot of people right now trying to, convince people of all these simple ways of trading. Trading's not simple. Trading's difficult, but once you learn how, it's a skill. It's a skill, okay, guys? So right now what we're looking for is a proper reversal here on Solana. I'm not totally convinced just yet, but it is watch list material. That's my bottom line right now. For this reversal right here, it is watch list material. And then ultimately, guys, if it doesn't hold this level, you have to have a stop loss. Because if it bounces and it does and we go up, fine, your reward is at 250. That's where risk begins again. But if we drop below, you stop yourself up and you take a small loss. You have to be able to take a small loss in this business, right? It is the way it is. It's a cost of doing business. Taking losses is a cost of doing business. If you can improve your entry by buying slightly lower, you can see that your risk to reward ratio is on point. It's about 3-to-1, more or less, right? You want to get as close as possible to this bottom and put your stop loss underneath here. In fact, I would, if you wait patiently, like I said, for the next bearish response, you might even be able to buy closer to this bottom where your stop loss needs to go. And you can see how it improves your risk to reward ratio significantly. And you're talking about 130% move on spot. Okay, you can double your money, take your initial investment off the table, and let the house money run. That's beautiful. Okay, that's beyond beautiful. And then a break of this range, guys. Do I even need to entertain that? A break of this range. Guys, this range has been respected. Bounce, let's get going. Maybe we break the range. We're talking about altcoin season price action. Above 250, let's break out and let's see where Solana can go. $1,000? Why not? Why not? Let's see where Solana could go. but you have to get in where the risk to reward ratio is good. Right now, that's my first point of interest. If we can't hold there, guys, we're coming down to $40. Prepare. Guys, if I've offered you some value in this video, do the channel a massive favor. Slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. Take care, guys. I'll see you tonight, and have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.